I never lose, either I win or I learn. Those are my only options, to whomever it may concern. About to be a hot topic, play with fire, you get burned. Ain't nobody give me nothing, whatever I got, better I earn. I never lose, but I learn. I either win or I
Thank you for
learn.
listening to the
Those are my
Strong
only
AF
options.
podcast.
This episode is brought to you by our Weight Loss Transformation Masterclass. After spending over 30 years of my life being obese and dealing with chronic constipation issues, I decided to get my certification in fitness, nutrition, and wellness to empower myself to lose over 70 pounds and keep it off.
Watching my brother and dad have a heart attack within weeks of each other, I knew I had to make a change, but I wasn't sure what to do. After researching and studying to get my certification in fitness, nutrition, and weight loss management, I was able to use this knowledge I gained to lose over 80 pounds and keep it off.
Now we're passionate about helping others to avoid the same mistakes that we made and changing the world through holistic health and wellness. So our approach is focused on mindset because overall health, including our mental health, means everything to us.
Imagine waking up with more energy than you imagined possible, no longer worrying about digestive issues and bloating.
We're here to show you how to ditch the fad diets and make small changes in your lifestyle, which will make a massive impact on your quality of life.
These are changes that you will be able to pass on for generations to come. Go to veganstrongandfit.com/masterclass today to sign up for your free masterclass and get started on a happier, healthier journey.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Strong AF podcast. I'm Ashley,
I'm Yuri.
and today we're going to be talking about 3 easy steps, and I say easy in quotation marks, to get back on track when you have fallen off on your weight loss journey. Why are we talking about this? Because this is the most common thing that happens, and it happens in everyone, and it has happened with us. And it has happened with us multiple times throughout our journey. So, what we're going to talk about tonight is very relatable. So, this is a big thing because this year, we're in July now, and so Yuri hurt his back at work,
And that was in January.
and he wasn't allowed to do quite a bit of stuff because of that injury. And then shortly after, I injured my lower back, and it was to the point where I couldn't even walk. It was shooting straight down my leg. It was hitting on my sciatic nerve so bad that I couldn't even stand up on my own or get to the bathroom. So that took a long time to get over. Thankfully, I go to the chiropractor every week to Dr. John Ashcraft. And if you haven't watched that episode with him, go back and watch that because he's amazing, number one. Number two, because I've been already on that wellness path, I was able to get that straightened out in about 2 months, whereas it would normally be at least 6 months at the minimum. And he was able to quickly get me turned around to where I was not in pain. Actually, within a couple of visits, I was back walking on my own.
Yeah, because it was horrible. She she couldn't even make it to the car to go to urgent care.
No, I
She was
couldn't
in
stand
so much
up.
pain.
Yeah, I mean, I literally had to have somebody on my other side and then lift my leg up with my hands to get it to move. I could not move it physically without picking my leg up. So it was really crazy. That took a lot out. And then also with us moving, like we talked about in a previous episode, so selling our home, which meant getting all that ready, especially with 3 kids.
And 2 dogs.
Yes, I started a new job. It's been a lot. It's been really, really crazy and hectic, but really good. But what that means though is that our priorities shifted during that time, right? To healing. We had to take care of each other. We had to get our home ready, get moved, get packed. We had all these different priorities that popped up over the past 6 months that have caused us to not be able to continue our weight loss journey in the way that we wanted to, and even slip up a little bit. And that's okay because, again, it's a journey, it's not just a start and an end point. And the biggest part that we talk about, and it truly is the biggest part of weight loss, is your mindset.
Yeah, because we pretty much got off track and our mind was not set on nutrition and fitness. It was recovering from injuries, dealing with the stress that we weren't able to do what we were accustomed to do. And that stress can lead you down that rabbit hole where you start gaining some of the weight back and you start eating stuff that you know you shouldn't be eating, a lot of processed foods, a lot of fast foods and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. And, even with that being said, just being able to understand that that's okay and to continue moving forward. So, in the past, where we would slip up is if this were to happen, we would just forget about it. It wouldn't be like, okay, now that we're back settled, let's refocus. It would be, well, we already sucked this long. Like, it's okay. Let's just continue going on. So that's where we want to get into these 3 easy, again, in quotes, easy steps, because weight loss is never easy. Is the process easy as far as understanding, yes, calories in versus calories out? Sure. Like it's simple on paper, but when you actually go through the process, it's not that easy. And the reason is because it's all about your mindset. So it's understanding that it's okay. I'm human. I slipped up, but I'm still on this journey and I'm still pushing forward. And that is what matters. It's not about what happened yesterday or the week before. It's about what you're going to continue to do. So the first step to getting back on track is don't play the blame game. It's okay that you messed up. It's okay that you slipped up, you had an accident, you whatever, you changed your priorities, something else popped up in life, and that's okay. Do not blame yourself for getting off track because it's okay. Understand that during your life, you're going to have a different shift of priorities. And in that moment in your life, something else took a priority.
That's why it's called a journey, the weight loss journey. We always preach and tell people, don't compare your journey to someone else's. They may have been able to stick to it consistently, just continue to drop weight and transform their body and everything. Where you may have trouble here and there, where you lose some weight, you gain some weight, you lose some weight, you gain some weight. Just be true to yourself and enjoy your journey, your process. Just get back on track, and with these 3 easy tips, you'll get there.
Yeah, and the most important thing is that you just understand, like, okay, this is, even though maybe I'm not where I wanted to be at this point, I'm still better than I was. I'm healthier, I'm more mentally aware. Even if you're still having slip ups, you're more aware. Like, yes, I understand what I did and I understand why I did it, what triggered me to do that, so that you understand for next time. And just noting that these things happen and you're going to continue to move forward in your journey.
Just if you've been following from the get go in our story and our journey, then you know that we've been down this road plenty of times. And this time was definitely a lot different than the other times because with all our certifications and everything, we know what needs to be done. We just have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Having the knowledge is a huge step, but actually putting in the work and following through on that's the biggest part. And again, that's all about mindset and getting started, and that's the most difficult thing, but you can do it.
Yeah, because I know for me personally, I always like a challenge. That's what I enjoy about weight loss, I guess, which is strange to say. I enjoy having to put myself through, I guess, through hell to reach the goals that I have set for myself. I'm my biggest critic, so I know what encourages me, and I know what I have to do, and I know that it's going to be painful. I'm
Hmm.
not going to want to do it initially, especially for me, being that I wake up 3:30 in the morning and then I'm on the treadmill or walking around 4. I know that there's going to be mornings where I'm not going to feel like doing it, but I'm going to make myself do it because I have goals that I want to reach, and I know that cardio and weight training is going to get me to reach my goals, and it's going to help me with my journey and help my mindset, where it's really therapeutic for me to work out first thing in the morning. The endorphins and everything that it releases just sets my mind and makes me have a great day.
And that's great because actually you kind of led into the second easy step. I'm going to continue to do these quotes every time I say it. So if you're watching on YouTube, just get used to it.
Or if you're listening, when we say easy, we're being really sarcastic. There's
Exactly.
nothing easy about it.
No, there's not. So the second easy step is to create a goal. So you want to do this first, think of what your goal is. And you can do this in many different ways. I recommend looking online and looking at someone that you want to look like, body type. And I hate to do this because I don't want it to be all about body image and body type and make you feel that that's the most important thing. However, we all have a body type that we desire to be. So the number one step is to find that body type that your goal is. And I say body type over body weight because weight can fluctuate and it can depend on your muscle, your stress, all these good things that we've talked about before. So find that ideal person, or not even person, but body type that you want to look like and print that out and put your starting pictures beside of that. That gives you your goal. Now you can also create weight and measurements if you want. Maybe you were a certain weight when you were younger and you want to get back to that, whatever that is, but write that down, take pictures, print those off, whatever it takes, and just get your starting measurements, your starting weight. Um, Not even that, but your starting physical fitness level. So if you can run a mile, if you can't run a mile yet, if what your goal is your goal to run a 5K, but you can't even run a mile yet. Like what are those physical goals that aren't even related to your body image and your weight that you just want to be able to do? And write those down and start tracking your progress on that. It can be in a journal, it can be on your phone, it can be on something like MyFitnessPal. Whatever it is, just make sure that it's in written form so you can see this.
Yeah, those are key to your transformation and your journey, reaching attainable goals. Because once you have written those down, you can go back and track yourself along and see how you're coming. If you're trying to reach a 5K, 10K, 15K, whatever your goals may be, you can see how you're progressing, and then eventually you're meeting those goals, and then maybe exceeding those expectations, and then you start all over again. You write down new goals and new stuff that you want to do. It's just pretty much making yourself accountable and holding yourself to reaching these goals and
Exactly. And one of the really cool things that Yuri turned me on to was using your ideal weight as your passcode on your phone. So that, especially with the mask now, since we're becoming more accustomed to entering in our passcode, it just kind of reminds you of, oh, yeah, that's why I need to be doing this. So it kind of puts that in your memory bank and keeps it front of mind.
because as much as we're on our phones nowadays, you enter that weight code, it's kind of okay. This is always the goal. This is it. This is it.
Hmm.
it's in the front of your mind, the back of your mind, where that's all you know and all you think about is attaining that goal weight or that goal speed or time or whatever it may be.
Exactly. And then easy step number 3 is to make a plan to reach that goal. So understanding the goal is number 1. You have to create where your goal is, where you're currently at, and then make a plan to get to that goal and make it realistic. Please do not expect to lose 10, 20 pounds in a week. It may happen. Most of that's going to be body, like water weight, if it does, especially depending on your size starting out. You could lose a significant amount of weight in the first week. However, most of that's going to be water weight. So don't think that you're going to be reaching these big numbers like watching The Biggest Loser back in the day, that these are going to be your numbers dropping every week. It's not, and it may feel discouraging if you set your goals in an unrealistic manner. So you should expect to lose, if you're being aggressive, 2 pounds a week. If you're being more on the moderate end, about 1 pound a week, and that's sustainable weight loss. So make sure that you're creating your daily goals, as in what you're going to do for your morning routine, the meals that you're going to have, and your workouts that you're going to plan for the day. And then create your meal plans and make it realistic. And if you don't know what to do for those, guys, we have meal plans on our website at veganstrongandfit.com/meal plan. We also have a 5-day fitness challenge. So it has your daily workouts for 5 days. So if you need those are on the website. We will post the links directly to those in the comments below, because we want you guys to succeed. And those are all free resources for you to have. Also, talking about creating goals, we have a goal planner for the entire year. So go on and download that as well. Also free. We have all of these free resources because we want you to succeed. We want to coach you, but also we understand that money can be tight. And sometimes you just want to go ahead and get a jump start on this and be able to get started. And we get that, and we got you. So go on and get your free resources. We want to make sure that you're taken care of.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on what you said a few seconds ago about The Biggest Loser, and where you're playing a goal maybe think you're gonna lose 10 to 15 pounds a week and stuff like that. That's not healthy at all.
No.
Especially if you have a huge weight loss goal in mind.
Yeah.
You want to achieve that in 6 weeks or something like that. Where if you were to work as hard as possible, overtrain, do that, your skin's gonna be saggy.
You're gonna be injured most likely. But the other thing too is, right, I'm looking for the right word. It allows for this obsessive behavior, which for obese people is something that we do very well with, right? It's not really very well with, but you get what I'm saying. Like, we become obsessive about food, about different things that have, about our emotions, about our anxiety, whatever it is. These things like suck us in when we have this tendency to be very obsessive about something. And what that can do is, yes, that can lead to massive weight loss within the first set of time because we're obsessed with that. But what happens? We burn ourselves out because we put so much into that. And then we spiral back, and then we become obsessive back with the food. And so it's like this never-ending cycle. So most importantly is we have to overcome this obsessive behavior that's in our mind, that it's all or nothing either way. And that's where that balance comes in. And a lot of people are great about balance. But when you are an obese person, it is something that we all share, and we all have this in common, is that we tend to be an all or nothing people. So we are all in on the fitness and weight loss, and we are killing it, and we are constantly hitting those numbers until we're not, or we're obsessed with our food and something else that has gotten our attention away from this. So we tend to be all or nothing type of people, and that's not a good behavior to have because, again, you get burnt out and that causes you to drift back in the opposite direction. So we've got to shift that mindset. And the best way to do that is to make your plans every day so that you understand, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is a number that's realistic for me to hit. And if you feel like you can't do that on your own, guys, we're here and we have a free 30-minute coaching call that you can set up. You can talk with us. We can work through those issues and we can set up a plan for you. So reach out if that's you and you feel like that's what you need.
Yeah, because like I always tell people, if you don't have a plan, you pretty much plan to fail. You have to know ahead of time what you're going to do, nutrition-wise, fitness-wise. That way you're not just out here winging it, or you're at the gym and you have no clue what you're doing. You're just going around the circuit hitting every machine or something like that. Or you're spending 3 or 4 hours in the gym when you could have went in there for 45 minutes or 30 minutes and did things that you had planned out, knocked those out, and then gone home, and you're going to see a great weight loss as long as you're staying in this calorie deficit and your nutrition, your goals, your results are 80% nutrition. It all starts in that kitchen. Whatever you're feeding your body, that way you're in this calorie deficit, that's the way you're going to see weight loss. You can go out here and run 10 miles a day, and if you're eating fast food, fried food, processed food, you're eating 5,000 calories and everything like that, you're not going to see the results. You're going to put all this work in and throw it all away just because of what you're feeding your body. But once you have all this stuff planned out, you know ahead of time what you're going to do. It's going to make this process a lot smoother. You won't see these ups and downs and where you're constantly trying to figure out, I started out good. I lost 20 pounds in 2 months, and now I've kind of plateaued where I'm not losing weight, but I'm doing more. But once you plan everything out, you see, okay, this is changing. I've lost this. Now I had to adjust my calories by this. And that's where we come in, where we have all this knowledge and
we can tell you exactly what you need to be eating, exactly how much, and what type of workout regimen that you need to hit your goals. So remember, even though these aren't easy, these are easy steps. It's just actually putting forth the effort and changing the mindset to actually move forward with these steps. That's the hard part. So just keep in mind these 3 easy steps as you're really turning back onto your weight loss journey and just kind of steering your boat in that direction, because we want to make sure that you're staying on track. And if you're not, don't beat yourself up and just understand it's a journey. It's not just a start and an end point. You're going to have zigzags along the way. Just zag back on that path. And we're here for you guys. And anything that you need, feel free to reach out to us. Again, we have a 30-minute coaching call. We have all those free resources for you guys, and we want you to take advantage of those. We really do. So, guys, remember, as always, stay strong.
Yep, just remember, small changes, massive impact.